Namaste yogis, and welcome back. The 6 keys to spiritual success then, and they are enthusiasm, perseverance, discernment, courage, unshakable faith, and inspiring company. And now it's important to remind ourselves of the 4 principles of living yoga, so we don't hurt ourselves and we stay self-responsible as we're doing our sadhana. Number 1, sukha, go easy, don't push with ego. 2, spanda, the pulse. You're going to expand and contract the body, which will then lead to 3, lila. You'll be able to play your edges. You'll be able to nudge against the painful boundaries in your body. Before 4, purna, bringing it to completion or perfection for you. Now it's time for us to move on to our stage 4 of double breathing. So you can stay seated or you can bring yourself down onto the floor lying on your back. Stage 4 requires us to do 30 breaths, 10 in the belly, 10 belly chest, 10 in the chest. So let's start with 10 in the belly, away we go. 2 more. Last one. Lower the chin, belly, chest, 10 breaths. Two more. Last one. Before we move into chest breathing. 10 breaths. Last 2. Final one. And release. Now draw a Ujjayi breath up. And holding at the top for a few seconds. Before releasing with a slow and conscious ah breath. Releasing, sending a wave of inner softening through the body. Return the head to neutral. Perform pratyahara, so turn your outwardly focused senses inside the body into this inner 6th feeling sense that we call dynamic stillness. So feeling, not thinking. Good work, yogis. It's time for our second round. So, 30 breaths, second round, 10 in the belly to begin. Away we go. 2 more. Last one. And drop the chin, belly, chest. 10 breaths. Two more breaths. Last one. Change chest. 10 breaths. Two more. Last one. And release. Now, take a Ujjayi breath up by constricting the throat. Lift your head as you do that. Holding it at the top for a few seconds. Before releasing with a slow, conscious R breath, sending a wave of inner softening rippling through your beingness. Head all the way down, and then when you're done, return the head to neutral, perform pratyahara, so turn your senses inwards, and feel. Good work, yogis. Time for our third and final round. 30 breaths, starting with 10 in the belly. Away we go. Last one. Drop the chin, belly, chest with the head movements. Two more. Last one. Change chest. Two more. Last one. And release. Fully exhale. Then lift a Ujjayi breath up as your head lifts. Holding at the top for a few seconds. releasing with a slow, conscious R-breath. Bringing the head all the way down. Then returning the head to neutral. Performing Pratyahara, so turning your senses inside your body and feeling. Excellent work, yogis. You are now primed, purified, energized, relaxed, and ready for your asana practice. So you can bring yourself up onto your feet to the head of your mat, and we can begin. And now let's move on to the swan flow. Gonna inhale into flying mountain. Exhale into standing forward bend. Bend the knees if you need to. Then we're going to inhale into a spinal extension, so bend the knees, hinge the hips, straighten the spine, look forwards. And on the exhale, it's downward dog. Going through our variation of sun salutations, so inhaling to plank. Exhaling to 8-point pose. We'll take an inhale after that into cobra. Before exhaling into downward dog. And now we're going to be heading into the swan flow. This will be new for us. So on the inhale, we're going to bring the left knee to the left thumb and the left heel across the body. And on the exhale, we're sinking down into the hip. And the inhale works to open the chest, to lengthen the spine, open the chest. On the exhale, we're heading into bowing swan. So to do that, we just bow forwards, tuck the chin in. And then we have a few pulses. On the inhale, if the body allows it, you can bring the hands out in front of you. Exhale to sink into the hips. And that's how the pulse works here. On the inhale, you're imagining an elastic band on your fingertips and your toe tips, and you're stretching out as far as you can with that elastic band. Then on the exhale, you're pushing your hips towards the floor. Final inhale now. Before on your next exhale, bringing your hands back either side of the knee. And on the inhale, we're going to come up into flying swan. We're going to find our pulse here. The pulse works on the exhale to come off the stretch just a little bit. Lower the chin so that on the inhale you can ground down deeper into the floor and lift up higher. Find your pulse. Make this the final inhale now. Bringing it to Purna so that on the exhale you can come into downward dog for a breath and stretch out the legs. Then on your next inhale, we're going to do the right side of the swan. So bring the right knee to the right thumb and the heel across the body. And then on the exhale, you're going to sit your hips into the floor. Before on the inhale, extending into the spine in flying swan, looking up. Then on the exhale, it's going to take us to bowing swan. Keep the chin up until the last moment. Then on your inhale, if your body allows it, you bring your hands out in front of you and you find your pulse. To do that, on the exhale, you're pushing your hips towards the floor. And then on the inhale, you're imagining you have an elastic band from your fingertips to your back toe tips, and you want to stretch it out as far as possible. Exhale, pushing the hips to the floor. Final inhale now. And on your next exhale, bring your hands either side of your knee before coming up on the inhale into flying swan. And then find your pulse. The exhale takes you off of the stretch just a little bit to re-energize so that you can lift up a little bit higher as you find your play and find your pulse. Final inhale now. Before on the exhale, taking yourself into downward dog for a breath, just to stretch out the legs. Okay, we're about to head into the challenge that is the hero's pose. So on the next inhale, you're going to bring your knees to the head of the mat. And you're going to put them together, feet wide apart. Then on the exhale, you're going to sit down with your buttocks towards the floor. Make sure you land on something. The pulse here works on the inhale to lengthen into the spine, and the exhale allows you to sit deeper down towards the floor. Now you can find your pulse as I give some extra ideas for you here. If you cannot have your buttocks on the floor, this is fine. Put a block underneath you. And if that's as far as you can go, the pulse action will suffice perfectly. On the inhale, where you lengthen into the spine, and on the exhale, bring your buttock towards the block. But for some of us, as you can see in the video, we can head deeper into this stretch a little further back, and that can start by putting your hands behind you, and the pulse action being on the inhale to open the chest, and on the exhale perhaps see if you can go a little deeper, which might lead you to your forearms, and the pulse action there will stay the same. On the inhale you will try and open the chest in that tight posture, and then on the exhale you can see if perhaps you can go even further back. Stay in sukha, stay easy. You may well get your whole body towards the floor, and if you do, then you can bring on an inhale your hands all the way behind your head. This is the final element of this pose, like I'm showing you now, and you can cross your arms here. To come out of this posture safely though, and please always do this safely, on an exhale you would bring your hands back towards your feet. Then it would be an inhale to lift to center. You'd then raise your hips, cross your ankles, and then on the exhale, roll back into cross-legged and extend your legs forward. After all of that good work, it's time to shed our old skin. So bring yourself down into corpse pose or shavasana for our rebirth process. And we begin this process with 10 gentle and light breaths in the belly. So away we go. Two more breaths. Last one. Before taking a Ujjayi breath in. Holding at the top for a couple of seconds. Before releasing with an R breath. And now I want you to relinquish the control of your body, breath and thinking as you're in stillness. And we're going to do our 61-point body rotation. I'm going to say the body part and you're going to feel it. So bring your attention and your awareness and your feeling sense to the point between your eyebrows, to the pit of your throat, to your right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, tip of right thumb, tip of your index finger, tip of the middle finger, tip of the ring finger, tip of the little finger, right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, pit of throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, tip of the left thumb, tip of the left index finger, tip of the left middle finger, tip of the left ring finger, tip of the little finger, left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, pit of throat, sternum, right chest, sternum, left chest, sternum travelling down, navel, pubic bone, right hip, right knee, right ankle, tip of right big toe, tip of right second toe, tip of the third toe, fourth toe, tip of the right little toe, right ankle, right knee, right hip, pubic bone, left hip, left knee, left ankle, tip of left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, tip of the little toe, left ankle, left knee, left hip, pubic bone, navel, sternum, pit of throat, and the point between the eyebrows. Now, yogi, feel the whole body, whole body, whole body. Body rotation complete. You can stay here and absorb more of the nutrients from your practice should you wish, or you can get on with your day.